Alex. Hi, Dieter.
Hi, Jeff.
Scott. Hi, executive producer Ian. Hi, podcast listeners. I'm Jeff. This is Hop Talk.
Ooh, yeah.
Thanks for being tuned in. We've got a cornucopia of topics that we're going to hit on today. And those topics will include wild fermentation.
Yep.
We're going to talk about animals.
Well, always.
We're going to play a game.
Oh, I like games.
We're going to involve, we're going to learn more about all of the characters here at Indian Ladder Farms, where we are recording this episode of the podcast.
We're going to let some seep out every episode.
Are we talking about wild animals, or are we talking about characters on the farm with the seeping?
It depends on what Dieter wants to talk about.
Sure.
Sometimes the wild animals and the characters are one and the same and are doing things together.
All right. We're going to, the game that we're going to play is called Who's Most Likely To. That's the game, okay? All right. So that's how we're going to incorporate learning
I'm going to
about
say Alex.
the characters on the farm. Alex is the answer to all 41 of these questions.
Oh, you have a lot of questions.
41.
He looked, he was like, I hope it's me.
I was like, I'm probably going to be me, because I'm most likely to do a lot.
So here are some of the strong personalities that we have at Indian Ladder Farms on my list here. We got Blue.
Blue, yeah.
Donna. Peter, Laura, Dieter, Scott, Alex. And my list won't scroll down any further, so.
Oh.
Oh, here we go.
We're having
All right,
technical
I just learned how to work a computer.
Yeah, you hit the button that says it
Scott,
goes down.
Claire, Alex, Lisa, Chris, Tony, and who's H2A?
H2A is not a person, it is a program.
Oh, okay.
Which I can explain to you in detail, but it's really boring.
That's a separate podcast. Yeah.
Luckily, I brought a pillow.
Discussing scientific type things. All right, so let's start off with the strong personalities here. Who is most likely to get punched in the face?
Alex.
Yeah.
He is going to be the answer to every single one of them.
But he
isn't
moves like a cat, so he rarely ever gets hit.
No, he owns
Are
a
you
cat.
sure about that? I don't know. There's some other people like.
Again, Cat Chat is another podcast that we'll be doing on the side.
That is a solo side Alex project. Is
Coming
Cat Chat?
soon, ladies and
All right,
gentlemen.
so Alex most likely to get punched in the
That's
face.
not nice.
We got that.
Why would I get punched in the face?
I want to learn something. I want to learn about wild fermentation. What does that mean?
It means it's a fermentation without any cultured yeast. So it's anything that is living in the air, living on skins of fruits, so on and so forth.
Okay. And what is the purpose? That's a good thing.
Yeah,
wild
it's a great
fermentation.
thing. It's how they used to make beverages way back when. It goes all the way back to the Egyptians. Like they didn't have any cultured yeast. It was all wild fermentation when they did their stuff. So they would, bring in a little history in here. They would collect their barley that they would make for bread, and they would put it into a pot. And of course, that day or that evening, it would rain, and it would start fermenting. And they didn't realize what this reaction was. It's like it's got some bubbles, makes this taste a little bit better, and it makes everyone a jollier person.
So non-wild fermentation is just to be able to control it. You do it on your terms.
Yeah, you have full control of everything. You can what's the word? You can select your typical yeast strain because there are over 300 plus yeast strains that are out there for brewing and making cider and wine, and they all give off different flavor profiles. They all work differently with different pHs and temperatures and so on and so forth. I'll let you borrow my pillow if you really want.
Your pillow?
Yeah, I have a pillow.
So you can have a nap. Sleep right through this. Yeah, come on. Yeah,
Were my eyes glossed over that badly?
a little bit. You were dozing. But yeah, kind of imagine that like very early beers in Egypt and in China were probably a lot more like porridge.
Yeah.
Sort of like eating drunken breakfast porridge.
Yeah, you ever have old muesli let sit out for a while? That's probably what it tastes like.
Yeah, okay. No,
You
not
shouldn't
very
do that.
appealing.
Yeah.
But the effects were desired.
Yeah,
so they're like, we'll put up with this porridge beer.
Exactly.
And they spent several millennia making it better.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Learn how to blend everything and add hops into it for preservative. And
can it get even better from here? Or is this as good as it gets?
Research is still being done as we speak.
Who's researching?
I don't know.
Are you?
I'm doing some.
There's actually there's a ton of research with the really large breweries and universities on hop interactions now, that how various terpenes interact and
to certain yeast strains, which is really cool.
How certain yeast strains unlock certain things in the hops to create certain flavor profiles. It's like that whole thing that Dr. Paul was talking to us about. There's a variety of hops that they grow out at Steiner called Eureka, and he was talking about how Eureka, they're trying to find the correct yeast strain that will unlock its flavor profile
its
to
full
make
potential.
to make it more like Citra, is what he said, right?
Yeah.
So that's incredibly interesting, and that'll be a big find when someone finds it.
Eureka, they might exclaim.
If I find it, I will scream. Actually,
he'll scream like a little girl.
There is an exclamation point at the end of Eureka.
I did hear that we're going to have some animal sounds that will be unleashed here today. So you want to scream, you want to squeal, whatever you want to do, you have at it.
Well, I was unaware of the animal sounds.
Who is most likely to get robbed?
Oh.
Of all the characters here at Indian Ladder Farms. Why Scott?
Tony?
Claire? Well, Scott wouldn't so much be robbed as just like, you need something?
Yeah.
You look like
what
you're
you
needy.
like?
Just take
What would you like?
You can't rob the willing.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Exactly.
That is true.
You look hungry.
I don't.
I've been robbed.
You have. Well, here's the story.
So my answer is gonna be Alex.
My house has been robbed.
Oh, come on, let's go.
My apartment in New York City, it was broken into and robbed.
What'd they take?
Or would they leave? Did they leave a
Xbox,
lava lamp?
It was an Xbox 360 and various cannabis
And what's,
paraphernalia. So somebody that I knew.
Inside job.
So what
Yeah.
what of your
So your
shit
roommate?
didn't they want?
Didn't they want
Yeah.
all of the rest of it?
Did you move?
I'm also a
immediately
good
after?
hider.
You're a good hider?
I'm a good
personally,
hider.
or-
I just didn't think that somebody would want, a bong to
So they
rob.
didn't get your unregistered handgun that time.
Not that time, and it still is buried in a box in Owl's Head Park in Brooklyn, New York.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's in a mayonnaise jar. Don't worry.
Oh my God! I
watertight.
have no idea what the. All right, well,
Dietrich
I'm sorry
keeps
you got
making all
robbed.
this up.
I'm sorry
This is
you're the
BS.
most likely to get robbed.
made up. This is true.
Now I'm gonna claim all these.
It's a real violation of your space when you got robbed. One time, my car got broken into. Only change was stolen. I had to get rid of the car. It's just bad vibes, man.
What?
Yeah,
So-
you gotta move.
so
You gotta
I
move
made-
out of that apartment.
Made the mistake of it was my roommate and I, and then there was a few very good friends, or I thought good friends, that knew that on my third floor apartment there's a broom closet that goes up to the roof, that if you go up on the roof and then you go down the fire escape, that my
What kind of place was
my
this?
kitchen window
There's a broom closet that goes to the roof?
Yeah, it had an access to the roof. It was basically like at the top of the floor, had a closet, storage closet for all the stuff. Well, not for brooms, but it was
For going to
storage
the roof.
closet for the building. And there was a ladder that went up to the roof. And if you went down the fire escape, my kitchen window would be unlocked. And somebody took advantage of that.
And stole
Inside
your
job,
weed.
Absolutely.
But I wasn't going around giving out flyers. Hey, my kitchen window's unlocked.
Oh, that
All
would
right,
be,
let's keep going.
That would be wrong.
So Alex would be the most likely to be robbed because he has been.
There's the answer to your question.
Very good.
It
so,
is Alex.
Again, Alex has been the answer for question number 1 and 2.
No, I'm gonna claim all these. I'm gonna find a way to claim all. Screw it. You know what? Screw it. I want all of them. I don't care how dirty it is.
I want to talk about animals now. There are animals on the property here at Indian Ladder Farms. What do you currently have available for my petting needs?
Well, there's Simon.
Simon the donkey.
Yep, Simon the mystery donkey.
He's a Sicilian donkey.
Sicilian miniature donkey. He is not full size.
Okay, that's
He's
good
got
to
an
know.
Italian accent.
And he's got a lot of attitude.
He's still a
because
jackass.
What's the difference? Is a donkey a jackass?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Yes, especially Sicilian.
And the difference between a donkey and a mule?
Well, a mule.
Well, the word.
A mule is a
Right,
cow and a
okay, let
donkey.
me write that down.
No, a mule is not
different
a cow and a donkey. It's a horse and a donkey is a mule.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
stupid.
when a
So
horse,
stupid. One's a bovine, and I mean, it's like, shit.
All right,
One's
so
equine, one's bovine.
when a horse mates with a donkey, that's a mule.
Yes.
What do you get when a horse mates with a mule?
When you can't because a mule is sterile.
What do you
Okay.
get when you
What about
breed
a donkey?
a bulldog and a Shih Tzu? A bullshit.
We don't have any of those on the farm.
Yeah, no, I don't think
All
we have
right,
any
Jeff
of those.
That's
Daniels,
good. That's good.
1991.
Okay, so we got Simon the donkey.
Yes. Who's gelded?
He's gelded.
Yes.
What's that mean?
He can never mate with a horse.
Okay, good. No mules will be.
We're not getting any mules now.
All right, he's gelded.
What's interesting
Wait,
about
wait.
the mule, not only are they sterile, they're also bigger than a horse.
Mules are not bigger than horses.
Yes, they are.
No.
Yes.
Not a Clydesdale, but yeah.
What do they use? They use mules in the Grand Canyon, right? Or are those donkeys?
Those are donkeys, I believe.
Those are donkeys?
Those are donkeys.
That's
All
a
right.
full-size
Probably
donkey.
Maybe I've
Depends.
never seen a mule.
You may
because-
not.
Have you ridden a mule down the Grand Canyon?
No. But I've been to the Grand Canyon and I've seen the donkeys.
Maybe they were carrying drugs.
I don't know. I've never been to the
Could have
Grand
been a drug
Canyon.
mule.
can't
I wouldn't
speak-
want to ride.
I cannot speak authoritatively to this.
Well, they're so sure-footed, so that's why they use that.
Well, we don't
Knowing
want to
Simon,
fall
I
off
would-
the canyon.
No,
I mean,
not at
no
all.
one does.
Absolutely
I mean,
not. But we don't know if they're donkeys or mules.
Knowing
Great.
Simon, I would
But-
not want to ride him to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
And he wouldn't like
Lord
that either. He's
Almighty.
a miniature donkey. You
Oh,
stay
he's-
off of him.
Miniature.
So mules are larger than not all horses.
No. No, not larger than like a Clydesdale or a Belgian or
Okay.
something like that, but they are bigger. I mean, the Amish use mules to pull their equipment.
Not donkeys.
No.
Okay.
Mules
So
probably have more power, more torque, low end torque.
mule power.
Yeah, mule power.
Mules have more horsepower than horses.
Yeah, they're bigger and more muscular.
Okay. All right. What purpose does a donkey serve then? Maybe it is to carry people up and down the Grand Canyon.
Generally, they use them for carrying packs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, you know, like been to the Caribbean, and they still use donkeys to carry stuff around.
Okay.
So, fun fact though, when Dieter has 7 lambs right now.
7
And-
legs?
Lamb.
Lambs.
Lamb.
Head of lamb.
Got it.
And when the Amish gentleman came to deliver them, he goes, "Do you have a problem with coyotes?" Dieter goes, "Yeah, kind of." He goes, "I got a donkey." He goes, "Oh, you got a donkey? No problem. All right, you're good." And so it's like common knowledge, I guess, in the farming community that
Donkeys are used as guard animals.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you have sheep or goats out in the pasture and you have a lot of coyotes like we do here, donkeys do not tolerate anything coming into their pasture other than what they are watching.
That is great. And what do they attack by kicking?
They have teeth.
Oh, that's right. They do
They
have
have
big
upper and lower
chompers.
teeth.
Yeah.
They're biters.
Oh, this is cool.
And they have been known to kill coyotes. They'll grab them by the neck and shake them until they're dead.
Amazing. So I would imagine coyotes know, we got a jackass
Yeah,
over
stay
there.
away
We're
from
not
the
going.
big animal with the hooves and the teeth.
Yeah.
That's making a lot of noise. It's
also
they
why-
also make an incredible amount of noise. I don't know if you've ever heard Simon
Yeah.
get excited up there.
Well, I was promised animal sounds today. Who wants to imitate the sounds of Simon?
Do you know the sign we have up at Simon's Pen?
Don't feed him cider donuts.
It says, "Don't feed me. I'm friendly, but sometimes I bite."
He's
And it's a fact.
he's
Sometimes
licked my hand.
No, he's a sweetheart.
He's just tasting you.
He has a white tongue.
He's leading you into a false sense of security.
Do all donkeys have white tongues?
I don't know. I haven't really
Depends on
examined
their
a lot of
diet.
donkey tongue.
It depends on their diet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know many donkeys.
It's definitely the diet.
Who on the farm is most likely to get bitten by Simon?
Me.
That would be Alex.
No, probably my lovely girlfriend. No, she wouldn't be. No. Claire.
Simon likes her.
So
Claire
I
takes care of
have been
Simon.
bitten by Simon, and Simon's a Sidler.
Okay.
So-
Which means he'll sneak up alongside you without
so
you knowing.
like if I've been fixing fence in the pasture, and he will be all the way on the other side, like 2.5 acres away, and I'll be working on the fence, and he will sneak up behind me, and I feel his hot breath on my leg, and he starts nipping at me. And then you look back at him, and he's like, just lifts his head up, and is like, I wasn't doing anything.
He's a jokester,
He's
this
like,
guy.
Yeah, just, I've been here the whole time.
How do you get the name Simon?
How
know?
did he get the name Simon? Because my
Simon
wife
says.
didn't like the name I had for him first.
What was that?
Yeah.
I don't know. this.
Wolfgang.
What did we call him? He was something about the dinky donkey. I don't know.
Oh my.
From Dwaynesburg.
The dinky donkey.
So we got Dinky Donkey Simon.
Yeah.
What other animals here on the farm? I know tons of chickens and turkeys.
Well, in our aquatic area, we do have the manatees.
In Dieter's pond, that's 750
Yeah, the
feet deep.
750-foot deep pond.
There's no aquatic department.
Yeah,
here.
there is.
No, there's not. There's a
Ninkasi.
pond, but there's no manatees.
My dog Ninkasi.
is
Oh yeah, his dog is
aquatic.
very aquatic.
She's very aquatic.
She likes to swim.
Oh yeah.
does.
So if there's a log that's in Dieter's pond, she will actually dive underneath to grab the log out.
That's awesome.
We've seen this happen multiple times.
That's awesome.
Well, as far as livestock goes, we have Maeve, who is also staying on the miniature theme here.
Yeah, she is a miniature.
She's a miniature
Angus
Dexter.
Dexter.
Yes, she came during Baby Animal Days, which is the event that we used to hold when we had events.
Yeah.
And she came here as a calf, and she never really got very big. And so the farmer said, well, we can't really take her back because we can't breed her. She's too small. Would you like to keep her? So she's now as wide as she is tall.
She has been checked by the Guinness people. She is the world's smallest cow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were here.
She's
and
pencil perfect.
They had a
Yeah.
tape measure out, and they were testing her.
And confirmed that she is in fact as
Well,
wide
she
as
bit
she
them
is
and
tall.
they left, and so we never really got a full
Penned
analysis.
along with Simon, I would imagine, learning how to bite.
I know you don't put those two together.
You don't. What'll happen there?
Oh well, it's fight night.
Who wins?
Well, the one with the most teeth.
Donkey.
Always. Yeah.
Donkey. That's a good rule of thumb. The one with the most
If you want to
teeth
talk about
always
fight night,
wins.
we got to talk about Rosie.
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie.
Rosie is the star. She is our beloved.
Was.
God rest her soul.
Scottish.
She was our. Come on.
Scottish oxen.
No.
Highlander.
Scottish
Highlander.
Yeah.
Technically an American Highlander. We're not allowed to use.
Yeah, there
the
can only be one.
Scottish.
Yeah, it's like,
Rosie.
it's like making scotch. It's like making scotch in the United States.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Okay.
You cannot do
She was most well known for her emo haircut.
Yeah. Yeah. And the occasional flinging of a goat.
Yeah.
She had very long horns, and
Probably
she.
what, like a 3.5, 4 foot wingspan.
Yes, and periodically if she was at her hay bunker, which she loved, because that's her feeding area, and the goats would get a little close, she could get her horn underneath their chest and fling them through the air. And a goat makes a very, very bad noise when they do that.
I've
And
been
the public is
promised
very, very
animal
upset.
sounds here today. I
more
didn't
of a,
get.
"Ah!"
That's a flying goat.
No, that's me.
Oh,
I'm imagining if I got caught.
how long was Rosie here?
22 years.
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I think
And
I got Rosie when she was like 6 months old.
I thought because you were scratching on the back. I thought you were gonna say I got a Rosie tattoo.
yeah, you guys all have hop
that's on it.
tattoos.
I was feeling I've got the branding marks, so I was counting them.
You all have the hop tattoos. Why not get a Rosie tattoo? I'll go get one of those with you. I love and miss
Got to
Rosie.
be on the left cheek.
No, you
We
won't.
can do that.
You won't.
I won't do it.
You won't do it.
Wait, that was a horse noise. Very good, Jeff. Very good.
Hey, Rosie stuffed animals. Are those still available?
I think we're sold out.
Oh gosh, you got to get some of those back in
There's
the
a-
holidays.
There's a Simon one, which is now selling.
There's a pewter
There's-
bracelet we still sell that is dedicated to Rosie that I think donates to some sort of Scottish Highland.
no, the Heifer International,
Yeah.
Nice.
which is a great organization. If you're not aware, Heifer is
An off-campus sorority, I think.
And Rocco's best friend, Rocco's Modern Life.
No, they do charitable work where they actually you can donate and you can buy a sheep for a
was good,
family, or you can buy a flock of chickens. And so people that in mostly third world countries that don't have the money to buy farm livestock, they buy it for them, and then they learn how to raise their animals, and they can, have a higher quality of life.
That's awesome. Heifer what? Heifer International.
Yep, they're a great
Google that,
organization.
people.
I recommend that if you they do a thing at Christmas time where you can buy like a gift card and you donate like a flock of chickens in somebody's name to a family or a sheep.
I love it.
Yeah.
We got Simon. We got Maeve. Zeke, for some reason, rings a bell. Is there a Zeke here?
Yeah, he's like 7?
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
6 foot.
That's a
7
dude.
Wait,
inches
before
tall.
we get into this, if you go on youtube.com and type in Indian Ladder Farms Rosie Song, there is a song about Rosie that was made by our cider pressman, Matt Pelletier.
Can I get a
It's just called Rosie.
tail cake?
Okay.
There's a song dedicated to Rosie when she passed that he wrote and recorded within 48 hours of her passing.
That's beautiful.
Rosie was a beloved.
Yeah.
But yes, so
yeah.
there is a Zeke. He's a long-haired gentleman.
Yeah.
He's very tall.
Wait, going back to Rosie real quick.
I
Is
gotta
Rosie?
tell one Rosie story.
Yeah, okay, please.
Okay, so Rosie we had to put up a double fence so that Rosie couldn't actually have contact with the public because she'd swing her head around if a fly got on her back.
Oh, sure.
And she had these really long horns. And we knew of a couple of people that had actually been knocked unconscious from them being hit in the head. And we had a memorial service for Rosie here, and people came and actually eulogized this cow. And one woman said, "Rosie, I love you. I forgive you for knocking me out."
That's great. She was very forgivable, very lovable, that Rosie. Is she buried here on the farm? Was she?
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah?
a unmarked grave.
Nice, nice.
She's an icon.
Who's the most likely here at Indian Ladder Farms to get stranded on a vacation?
Ian.
Yeah,
Ian,
probably.
our executive
Actually-
producer.
I don't know we go on the vacations. Nobody's been stranded, but I don't know. Scott beat Dieter on a flight from San
That's
Diego?
right. Yeah, I would go with Dieter. You've been. Yeah,
you
remember-
get the worst of it.
Yeah,
I think.
remember
In
that time when
flights-
we left San Diego?
True.
You left an hour and a half before me, and I still beat you by like 28 hours.
Whoa,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I got stuck.
wait,
I had to
actually-
spend the night in a Ramada in Philly.
Wait, no.
I got to spend the night in my
I
bed.
don't know if that's called stranded
I
on
got stuck-
vacation in Philly.
Yeah.
What was the airport I got stuck in? It wasn't Denver. It was right after Denver, and I flew to, I think it was Chicago. I got stuck in that airport for like 6 hours. It was like to the point.
That's
It was
nothing. I
like-
had to ride next to Kool-Aid Man for 6
No,
hours.
I got stuck. There was some. No, it was.
Did you see Bill Maher's tweet about the debate the other week?
No, I missed
Whatever. Trump was subdued, right? So Bill Maher tweeted, "A subdued Donald Trump is like the Kool-Aid Man using the door."
Yeah. I one time I had to fly out to where were we? We got on at Chicago
Where's that?
when I had to ride.
Oh, we went to Portland. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicago to Portland, and I'm sitting on the you know the seat in the way back of the plane, the one that you can't
you have to sit.
recline.
There's no
you have to
recline.
sit
Yeah.
fully
You are so
erect the whole
straight up.
time.
So I'm
There's
in that.
less leg
I'm
room.
in that corner seat.
That's a lumbar
And I
seat.
thought, well, it's not a full flight. What are the chances anybody's going to sit with me? And
I had a seat next to me, and I was like, "Oh shit, this
Yeah.
guy's coming in."
Yeah.
Oh no, he passes by. All
Literally,
right,
the
cool.
Kool-Aid man comes down the aisle, and I'm like, hey. I was like, oh my God, he's sitting with me. And he could have sat like on the end seat, but it was the middle seat, so he sat like right next to me.
These people, these Kool-Aid men.
But the best of it was the end of January.
Yeah.
And the dude was wearing like shorts.
He's wearing
He was wearing
red.
shorts.
He's wearing red sweatpants shorts and a red crew neck sweatshirt. I mean, and he's like 400 pounds. He was a nice gentleman. He was just gigantic, and you didn't want to sit next to him for 6 hours.
That
He
is
loved
horrible.
technology.
Oh my God, he had so much technology. He had every possible device known to mankind, and he had them all out. He had like a Game Boy and a laptop and an iPad, and he had like 2 sets of headphones, and he has the backseat, screen on. I was like,
It sounds like we found the guy that broke into Alex's apartment.
yeah. And you know what he did? You know what he did a half an hour into the flight?
Free Kool-Aid for everybody.
No, he fell asleep.
Oh,
He couldn't handle all the technology.
Well, yeah, I guess you qualify as the winner for who's the most likely to get stranded on vacation, Dieter.
Stranded in your own seat. You're on the flight, but you're stranded because if you got to take a week.
And that
no,
last
you're
row,
done.
that's the worst because the people that are standing in line waiting for the bathroom, you're just awkwardly trying not to make eye contact with them, and
Well,
they're
and you
doing
can't
the same
even
with
order
you.
a beverage because you know you can't get out.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You know.
The worst thing on a flight is when you're in the middle seat or on the window seat and somebody is asleep and you don't know them
No, that's the best part.
and you look at them and you're like, all right, I really gotta pee right now. I really gotta pee right now.
Yeah, that's 'cause you
And you're like,
rounded
all
your
right,
sixth
maybe
whiskey.
I'll fall asleep. Maybe I'll like get through my thing. And then
Goes
it's like
through
an
you
hour
quick.
later, you're like, okay, now's the time. I don't give a shit what this person thinks. I'm gonna wake them up. I don't care if they get mad at me. And you just and it's that thing that goes through your brain where you're like, no, I'm not gonna wake this person up. And then it's that thing that clicks, and you're like, I don't care. I'm gonna wake them up because I have to pee.
But-
so
Sure.
bad.
I'm not riding my
I
own
don't
urine
think-
for
does
3
it-
hours.
does-
No way.
Does
No.
anybody disagree with me
No,
right now?
as
at
a
all.
matter of fact, I had
That is a thing.
I had a similar experience. So I was I left vacation in Delaware and I was going down to Alabama for a riding trip, and on my way back up home, I had a layover in Charlotte where I was stuck there for about 5.5 hours, and I just turned 21. And of course, Philip's Crab House is right next to my gate. So I'll just drink all these beers. So, you know.
And eat 14 pounds of crab.
Yeah. 9 Stellas in, and I was like, I'm ready for this flight.
You didn't have to pee.
Oh, no, I really did. Literally, right when I sat down, I had a middle seat. I had a big dude to my left, and I had a big dude to the right in the aisle. And then once they sat down, they fell right asleep. And then right when we started taxiing, I was like, oh, man, I gotta pee real
Yeah, and you're like,
bad.
oh
I gotta
no.
pee now.
You're like,
And
no, I
then-
can handle this. I can handle this.
Yep. And then I fell asleep, and then
You
we
go
landed
through
in
like
Albany.
layers of like, all right.
And we landed in Albany. I shoved
Jeff,
the dude.
did
I
you,
gotta pee
did
so
you know
bad.
that in cider making there is also wild fermentation?
Oh, whoa, we're switching gears so quick. Whoa, all
I
right.
had no idea that there was wild
Wait, wait, wait,
fermentation.
wait,
Wait,
wait, wait.
I knew there was wild fermentation because that's how the natural is made.
Yes, that it.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. How long have we been hanging out? 3-4 years?
Has it been that long?
It's,
And I've retained
I
something.
think we're like, yeah, we're going on our 2nd or 3rd year
Okay, cool.
anniversary.
Are you just humoring me? That's how natural
No,
cider.
so
how your natural
let me
cider
say my
is made.
piece on wild fermentation here. So
Oh, I thought you were going to finish up with the airplane urination.
Yeah, right?
we could talk about airline flights for the rest of the night.
Still never
The only
peed it.
thing fermenting
No,
on
so,
planes is anger.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
fomenting.
so well, we could walk back into Scott using the cool ship, but basically this farm is a huge, like, amazing place for wild yeast and wild bacteria culturing on the skins of the apples and just everything that grows on this farm. Basically, the wild yeast grows on the skins of the apples that we press to make cider and all the berries and all the trees and just anything that grows here. It doesn't have to be fruit. It can be anything. It'll just naturally grow on the outside of these.
But apples
Anything
are a
that
very...
grows. Yeah, but apples...
Why do you think I have such amazing dreadlocks?
Apple skins grow amazing yeast. So basically, my kind of modus operandi with fermenting cider at this point is we're pressing cider, and I'm just... It goes through a, what is it?
UV.
A UV pasteurization, which is basically we press the cider, and then it passes through this machine that has these very thin tubes that the cider passes through that has a high intensity ultraviolet light that kills harmful bacteria like
E. coli,
cholera,
Patulin.
staph, yeah, all the things that can make you really sick.
But it doesn't kill all the yeast.
Right, it doesn't kill yeast. Yeast is pretty robust it needs to be pasteurized in a heat context. 165 degrees, eh?
Depends on
Yeah.
which. It could be lactobacillus that dies
either way,
off at 130.
I get my cider, and there's a few select ciders that we get with our cider varieties that are high in tannins and high in acidity that I want to make sure that everything goes well with these apples. So I'll pitch some yeast on them, but for 90 to 95% of the cider that we press and ferment here at Indian Ladder Farms, I basically just set it and forget it. Like I just get it into a nice ambient temperature around 65 to 55 degrees, but either way, and we let it ferment.
Why are they making fun of you over there, Alex?
Because it gets a lot hotter than that. Because I would like to say that I have a temperature-controlled environment, but it gets a lot warmer than that.
It goes anywhere from 50 to about 115 degrees.
Yeah.
Well,
so we're more of the,
when it
we're
gets
more
up
of the
to
French method,
okay,
which is
wait,
neglect.
Easy. So the 115 degrees is
That's your diacetyl.
that's post fermentation. But for the primary fermentation, while we're pressing the apples, the ambient temperature outside is anywhere from 60 degrees to, it can be down to negative degrees. But we're basically letting our cider ferment on its own because there's natural yeast within the cider that you can get up in our market, the sweet cider that you drink that everybody knows it's apple
That I
cider.
accidentally shake
If
up
you-
and
yes.
explodes all over
So-
my kitchen. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
that
nice.
stuff.
Exactly. Oh, did you do that?
Oh yeah, I
That's
messed
good.
up
Yeah.
bad.
You were
It's a moment of
fermenting-
weakness.
You were fermenting some great cider right there
Yeah.
because that's literally what I do, but just controlled.
So I think
So
Not a half gallon at a time.
oh, wait. I got this, guys.
all right.
So we ferment our cider just under its
Any freaking degrees.
any freaking
Any
temperature
freaking
that it
degrees.
goes, and it for some reason it has just produced an amazing product. Whatever yeast and bacteria that are present within that cider.
So I also think the UV machine gets
Cut me off. All right.
gets rid of some of the lesser, the weaker strains of yeast. So the predominant yeast come through, and that's because that's what you want. You want the predominant yeast to take over. And in a natural cider, you're doing a mixed fermentation, right?
I mean, absolutely. With our natural cider, it's basically I'm selecting between dry hard and natural.
Are you doing anything with the natural cider, Alex?
Nope. So,
We don't want him to.
well,
Right, exactly.
I don't know if you remember this, but like 2 or 3 weeks ago when we talked on the air, basically my selection process between dry hard and natural cider is that for natural cider, I'm looking for a funkier, more robust and different flavor profile than the dry hard cider. Dry hard is kind of like our. Sometimes I'll blend in yeast fermented ciders. Sometimes it's like wild fermented ciders. But when I select natural cider, it's a cider that basically is too funky or too acidic or too weird to become dry hard cider, and I go, okay, well that's going to be our natural cider because it's wild fermented and just its acid profile and its yeast profile have become something that's way different, which
Cider maker is more like a wine maker. It's
unmeasurable.
selecting
And so it's basically like,
things.
well, I can't use this for dry hard, so this is going to be natural cider. So we go forth with that, but whatever yeast strains are in the air on these apples is just like we've been super blessed with,
Yeah, so for the most part, so when Scott's
going
making, like, say, an IPA or a lager or something, that is what it is, right? He's got a recipe and it wants to be the same every single time.
Yeah.
I strive for consistency.
He strives for consistency, except
Except what?
when you're doing barrel aged stuff and like that, you're more.
Oh, yeah, like the
you're-
cool ship beers?
You're more like what Alex is doing. So there's crossover there, and that he's now he's selecting things from different barrels to blend together to try to make something that's consistent. Whereas when you're just doing it an IPA or something like that, you expect consistency right out of the tank, right? And
Yes.
what Alex is saying, is the same. It's more like making wine, right? You're pulling from different areas, and you're trying to use your own sensory to create something that you remember it being like.
Yeah, so whenever I do our cool ship beers, I only brew them between the months of September till March.
The coolest months.
The coolest months. It's typically what they do in Belgium, and I'm very fortunate to be downwind of Alex's cider apples. So when that wind comes through and it's cooling down in the middle of the night, I'm collecting a lot of the yeast that are off of his apples.
He's out there
so
blowing
cool.
on the orchard.
That's so great.
So that's what makes like the
Yeah,
the cool
while
ship.
I'm out here not giving a shit about what's going on, Scott's
He's so sensitive. You give him a little.
He's young.
No, this is why I get it worse and worse.
He's younger
with him.
than we are. and,
Skin's a little thin.
Yeah.
he's selecting the months.
His apple skin needs to toughen up.
Out of all the characters,
Hey, the
what?
proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the
Proof is
pudding.
in the pudding.
I like
Taste the
pudding.
cider.
Out of all the characters here at Indian Ladder Farms, who is the most likely to get their car keyed?
Me.
You?
Actually, the only person
Why?
we know that's
You're the
had her
most likely
is
to
Lisa.
to not get robbed because you're so.
Actually, it would be Lisa.
As our general manager is the only person we know that's had her car keyed.
Do we know why her car was keyed?
Nasty,
'Cause she couldn't-
nasty children that live
All right.
next
Yeah.
door.
Because I couldn't find the keyhole.
I know it's here somewhere. If I just walk back and forth.
Hard question. Has anyone in this room keyed a car?
No,
No.
Have you, Alex?
I haven't.
I've had.
I truly haven't.
All right, I got a lot of keys, and there's a few cars out there, so let's wrap
It's
this
one
up.
of the meanest, nastiest,
That is
awful.
low life.
things you could ever possibly do.
It's awful.
Yeah.
You know, the best thing is if you have like a film on your paint to save your paint, then it's fine.
Who has a film? You can get a film. You put a film on there.
Don't put that
so
on the
35
radio.
millimeter film. He puts it over
yeah.
his
Go key
entire
my car. See what happens.
I mean, that's just amazing.
And then we just rip it off.
You have it
Yeah.
because you're afraid of getting your car keyed.
I just like the original paint on the car.
Okay, all right. So you didn't want any dings or anything like that.
Have you ever had your car keyed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were
you? In Northampton, Massachusetts.
Oh,
I
well,
was
that's
seeing
a rough
concert
area.
there.
What? Really? They keyed
The
your car in
most
Northampton.
Chill town, right?
I was gonna
That's a
say,
rough
it's
area.
like, man,
I
it
could
was.
figure.
I got
So
a
many
keyed in
dispensaries
Burlington.
It was.
Hippies and their keys, Jeff.
Oh,
you know?
man, I was in
The only thing I
Portland,
knew is
Maine.
because I had New York plates, and they're like,
Oh,
"Screw this
yeah.
New Yorker coming into our town and roughing things up."
You got to put a
all I
Boston
could
Bruins
figure.
sticker on there, and then no one will mess with you.
It's like getting robbed, though. It's a real violation of your space, man.
Especially if you don't have a film.
Yeah, right? I'm going to look into that, Scott.
Yeah, I got you.
Are we done with this fermentation talk, or do you want more fermentation talk?
We could go on for a long time.
Because I want to get back into the animals. I love animals.
You want to? Could we check? Can we switch? Can we have a different theme music at this point?
But Dieter, what
it's
was
Pig Talk with Jeff.
Pig time. Pig talk. Wait, are there pigs here?
Currently, there are no pigs.
Okay.
But historically, there have been.
Some homesteader friends of mine had 3 pigs over the course of the summer that
Homesteader?
each got
What is
up
homesteader?
to, they do everything on their home.
Did these pigs have names?
What do you mean
Yes.
everything?
Then
What do you
they're
mean
not real
everything?
homesteaders.
Well, not everything.
Did they have children?
Yeah.
And they named the pigs.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
We're
it was
taking you to
like
court right now.
pork chop, bacon,
mm-hmm.
and Lovey Bee or
So
something.
they're doing their own.
They each got up to 300 pounds.
That's a good
The
sized pig.
smell is nothing. I mean, obviously, they're pigs.
smell like
and-
pigs, yeah.
Jeez, oh man, it's
Yeah.
beyond bad.
It's not good.
Disgusting. But they went to slaughter last week, and
Yeah.
we had some brats, we had some spicy sausages, we had some bacon already.
Could you tell them apart?
Big
That's
time.
a good turnover.
Big
Last
time.
week, and you're already eating.
It was like 12
sausages,
hours.
brats, and bacon.
It was like 12 hours from being slaughtered,
Holy moly!
and it was on the smoker.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, pig's great, isn't it?
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Good turnover.
I'm getting the itis right now just thinking about it.
But what is now? You got me to thinking, Alex. What is a homesteader? They call themselves homesteaders.
No,
they
I
got
was
everything there on their property. They're not
No,
farmers.
so I was
It's-
just wondering what the definition of homesteader is.
What we
It's
do,
like,
Alex.
We grow everything here. It's like, yeah, but
We're
you
not
still got to go to the grocery. It's like you still got to go to the grocery store.
What's the rapture then?
Well, that's a song by Blondie.
Yeah, great one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, eating cars, Cadillac, Subaru.
Yeah, that's some of the best. That's some of the best white people rap going.
One of my questions was going to be which one of you characters is most likely to go on a world tour, and we can tell it's not going to be Scott now. The answer to that one.
The world tour?
I think that's going to be
Dieter.
executive producer.
Like the grand
Dieter,
tour?
how
Like
many
a world
countries
tour.
have you been to?
There's 6. No, I don't know. A bunch, actually. If you can count all the ones in the Caribbean,
Hey, that still counts.
Yeah.
I guess they're different
Quit
countries.
bragging.
Wait, did you get this through Yankee Trails?
No, Yankee,
Yankee
Yankee Magazine.
We'll go
those
out
ads
of
in
our
the
way to please
Yeah.
you.
He bought a car off Billy and went on a cruise. Yeah.
No, I like to travel. I wish there could be
That'd be
travel.
Dieter.
Someday we'll travel again, right?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact,
We'll
I've
be
been
back
talking
at
to
it.
our good buddy Barrett Tillman down in Costa Rica, and even with all this stuff, for some odd reason, New Yorkers are still allowed to go to Costa Rica.
Oh, yeah?
You need a positive COVID test.
Yeah.
A negative, I would
Negative.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, he always says that.
Well, it's positive because
It's positive because you're going.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Are you positive you're negative? Okay, good.
Yeah, my uncle just went to Baltimore for lunch the other day. Idiot.
He went to Baltimore for lunch from here, from the upstate New York
he's
area?
out of his mind.
So you go down.
He just retired from Southwest Airlines.
Oh, I was gonna say.
and
it's
so
like,
he's got
why did he
like
go
all the
there?
perks, and he went to Baltimore for lunch.
in the airport.
for a ham sandwich.
Did he go in the
and he's
airport?
quarantining
Yeah.
for 14 days.
Joe's Crab Shack.
Stella's are cheap there, I hear.
No, it was like
No, that's in Charlotte. Very cheap. Phillips Crab House. Amazing.
All right, so currently no pigs on the farm, but you have had them. Why not now, and why did you?
all right. You
why
gotta
did-
tell the Big Rock story.
Big rock.
The Big Rock story.
Yeah, we had going back to baby animal days, a lot of times we'll get piglets for baby animal
they're
days.
adorable.
They are, and they will stay for the summer. You know, it's kind of summer camp for pigs. And we had a red and black spotted pig named Lucy who stayed here. And Lucy, I don't know if you knew that pigs have these incredibly strong noses and can like dig stuff out of the ground.
Right.
That is amazing. So it was it looked like just like the top of a small rock when we left for the day. And in the morning, we came back, and that pig, who was probably maybe 40 pounds at that point, she, with her nose uprooted a rock that was 3 times her size and had rolled it out of the hole. And when we came in, she was sleeping in the hole with the rock on top.
Amazing. What?
It's like if you're going to give a hug to somebody, whatever you do
it's
to
this
go to give a
gigantic
hug
boulder.
to somebody, that's how big the rock
She
is.
worked on it all night long to get that rock out of there.
And then laid in the hole and put the rock on top of herself like it was a blanket?
No, she had the rock was off to the side.
Okay.
She didn't put it like on top of herself
Okay.
because that would have killed her. And that would have been a bad story.
What are pig?
Yeah.
Dieter,
Yeah.
what are pig woods?
What are the pigwoods? Oh, so we have a couple of pigwoods here. One is down by my father-in-law's house where they would. So at my house, they had a pig slaughter area there. Apparently back, probably in the 1920s, there was evidence of pig death and stuff in that area. But the story goes that the woods by my father-in-law's house is completely cleared of all vegetation, and it's just these big oak trees, and it's kind of an amazing piece of property. And he's like, oh, well, that's where they used to run the pigs through. And so the pigs rooted everything up and just left the bigger trees, and they call it the pigwoods.
Well, yeah, pigs are bulldozers.
Oh,
basically.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you have, say you have 5 acres of land, a lot of people that own pigs, they'll let the pigs graze on like 1 acre, and they will literally like this is
Have you ever
woods,
seen-
this is woods or like low vegetation. They will turn up the woods until
Have you ever
it is
seen like
bare dirt.
documentaries of the trenches in World War I?
Yeah.
It was done by pigs.
Those,
Yeah.
why don't they tell you that in the documentary?
No,
That's what it looks like.
It's like
it just
so
looks
they
like
didn't really
you'll
use
go,
pigs.
You go like to somebody who's got pigs on a field, and it'll be nice green grass, and you go back a week later, it's like, oh my God, what happened here?
Yeah,
pigs.
But it also does well because it's like the pigs use their feces to fertilize the land, and then they take up, and so it allows new vegetation to grow, and then you can kind of there's a way of farming
It's
that
a
I've learned
management.
where
It's pasture management. So
yeah,
you have to
can
do it.
turn over your land you can kind of circulate it where it's like you let the pigs bulldoze, and then
The idea
their
is not to
feces
let the pigs in
will
there too long.
fertilize.
Okay, yeah, right.
It'll fertilize, and then things will grow, and then you bring the goats out, and then they will mow it down, and so you can have this like kind of this grazing circular pattern on your land if you have enough land.
And you don't want them to get loose.
It's
Is
pretty
there
cool.
is there anything that we can learn, or maybe there is research that you know about the immune system? Pigs must have the most incredible immune system of any living creature, and I would think there's something we could learn about that because of how they live. And I don't really often hear about pig problems.
Yeah, the UPS man's here.
Oh,
That's
okay.
UPS, dude.
He don't care. He don't care. Is he wearing shorts?
No, he's got a pig.
He
though.
actually was wearing shorts.
I don't know. Our president got COVID, so I guess pigs don't have the greatest immune system.
Oh, jeez.
I said it.
Yeah, well, as you know, there's a lot of pigs are, fairly, systems are close to humans, and there is, swine flu.
Right. Okay.
Right? It jumped from pigs to humans. So there is a lot of connection there.
All right. Forget my theory. Stupid theory.
Yeah. No, pigs do get very sick, especially in the way that a lot of pigs are raised in modern situations where they're, in confinement situations. So they're, it's like a monocrop of vegetables. It's like disease can run rampant in there. So like the pigs that we're talking about that are out on grass like that, those are grass-fed pigs. And so like Flying Pigs Farm, our friends in Shushan, that's what I'm describing as they go in and will tear up an entire area. And they're doing it on purpose, to regenerate the land and aerate it and so on. But those pigs, live great lives and don't get sick.
Nice. Who is the most likely to go bankrupt?
Well, we're all bankrupt morally.
All of the above. All of the above.
There must be somebody here that just, you guys are like, oh my, like the UPS guy was just here. Oh my God, they got another something off Amazon, another thing. Just spending, buying.
I don't
That'd
know.
be me, Jeff.
That's you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see the stuff he buys.
I have an addiction.
He's got a
to,
Schlangenboom.
You
I have
got
an
your
addiction
phone
to
on you?
mineral collecting, so
I want to go through your recent orders on Amazon. Where's your phone?
I haven't ordered anything on Amazon in at least 2 months.
He was trying to get us to go in on some sneakers with him.
That is true. You did try to. No, it's a raffle. It's a raffle to
Okay,
get.
all right. So
again, it is
you guys
Alex.
still hung up on this. Okay, so
Well, it sounds like a pretty interesting story, Alex.
let me say my piece. Let me say my piece without
Yeah,
interruption.
peace out. Let's go.
We'll try.
Okay, so there's a website that there's Nike. You know that Nikes are a hot commodity, and you know
Absolutely.
that the newest Nike that comes out is, it's the hype Nike, whatever. I used to be very into that, and I'm kind of on the outskirts of that. But there was a new Nike SB Dunk that came out. And there was a website that was
Skateboard dunk.
Listen. Yeah. So if you put in your email address and you signed up on this app, you would have a chance to win. All right.
No, keep going. You lost him a chance. But
No.
keep going.
So if you made an
Right,
account.
no, I know. People have
They
tried to
give you
scam me before. I know.
Basically, this skate shop has, 40 pairs of these Nikes. They can't serve everybody. So you put in your email address, everybody puts in their thing, and they say, okay, you need a size 11 and a half. There's the raffle. If you win the raffle, you get the opportunity to buy that dunk at $110 a pair, $100 a pair.
11 and a
But
half. That's a big shoe.
instantly after you buy that pair of Nikes, it's worth $1,500. And I could look up right now what that pair that is all in question. It's worth probably $1,500 to $2,000 for that pair of Nikes.
But what if you wore them?
You didn't have to pay anything to do this.
So this was just
You
for
didn't have to-
investment purposes? You didn't want a
Yeah,
cool pair of
no,
shoes?
I was gonna get it, buy it, and sell
And
it.
then hold a raffle.
No, I was
Hold
gonna
a raffle. No, you have the chance. You have the chance to
gonna-
buy a
I was
pair.
gonna- Jeff, I was gonna sell it.
Nobody ponied up to help you enter the raffle.
Yeah, well, he's
We're not
talking to-
sneaker culture
Wait,
people.
he's talking to the guy who's spending $1 million on a brewery.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
I
pay
need shoes.
anything. You didn't have to pay anything. You just had to make an account, and you don't even get emails from them like I've been sending to Scott, where I've been sending him LL Bean emails.
I've been sending him Magic Hat stuff
Yeah,
for a
Scott and
very
I
long
have-
time.
Scott and I have a thing where we're now signing each other up for the most annoying email chains that you could get. So whoever is sending the worst amount of emails, and LL Bean, you gotta slow down on the sending of the emails.
And the magazines, the actual
I have
physical magazines.
1,700
that show up.
emails in my inbox.
I've only bought
And
a
I
belt
can't
from
get in
LL
front of
Bean.
I actually
I may
did
walk
just get a
through.
nice flannel from the
Yeah.
LA.
I think I had a belt. I
Oh,
don't wear a
okay.
belt
Well, I'll
anymore.
forward you mine, and I'll forward
Oh
you.
no, I'm on their list. I'm
Yeah, I
on
bet
there.
you are.
I'm
You know exactly
fine.
what I'm talking about.
I haven't got anything
fine.
from Magic Hat in a while.
Forgive me for just wanting to
Sneaker
turn
culture.
$100 into $1,500 with no penalty. They
So
don't send you
Alex is the
email.
most likely to go bankrupt because he's going to fall victim to a
I
phishing
told you the
scam.
answer was Alex. He's
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
regular Bernie Madoff over
4
here.
out of 5 so far, I think, have been Alex, right?
All right, we'll see. We'll see.
This is nice. This
Yeah.
is good. Consistency.
Yeah. I'm gonna own all these.
All right. What
I'm
else?
going for the win. I don't care what it
Shoe
means.
collection.
What other animals we got on the farm here?
I would like to stay with pigs for 400, Alex.
More pig story, please.
More pigs. Yeah, we've had a history of people trying to raise pigs for slaughter, for pets, and apparently for their own
lovers.
their own amusement.
Can we, and just tell me, no, that's too disgusting of a topic, but for some reason, I'm fascinated by slaughter, and I want to know how slaughter works.
Well, you're talking to the right guy.
Does it differ from person to person, place
What do
to
you mean?
place? You're going to slaughter a pig. Is that done guillotine, bullet?
There's very little.
It varies?
Few,
That's
very
usually
few.
bullet.
Since the
Huh?
French
Usually
Revolution,
bullet.
very
Bullet.
few guillotines have been used in pig slaughter.
Okay.
It's a bolt gun.
Say what?
It's a bolt gun, right?
In a field slaughter, it's a 22 rifle.
Yeah, it's a
to the head.
22.
Okay.
Or if you're like Ryan Demler and myself, where we went out with a sharp knife.
Jesus.
Yep.
That was terrifying. I will never
Sicko.
be a part of that.
No.
And they know that it's about to happen, don't they?
Yeah.
Somehow.
Pigs
Yeah,
have
I was
What are
feelings.
you doing out here at 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, pigs have feelings and pigs have panic instincts.
And they can probably sense.
most animals, any animal,
Yeah.
has a panic instinct.
So it's a bullet between the eyes. Or where?
Ideally, it should be quick,
Yeah.
And, so I was involved in a pig slaughter that I was actually the photographer on that, and they shot the
wasn't
pig.
the trigger man.
And so pigs are different in most animals. You can skin a pig, but most people want the skin, right? That's how you make cracklins.
Right.
So in order to make cracklins, you have to scald a pig. So if you're doing a field slaughter, generally they have a giant scalding tank of some kind where they've heated water in order to get the bristles off. So they shoot the pig and then they dump it into scalding hot water and then scrape the bristles off. But you sure better make sure the pig is dead.
Oh, that can go
Why
bad.
is that, Dieter?
Because when the pig jumps out of the hot water and everybody is horrified that is there to watch this, that's not good.
Oh, no, not at all.
I think our
Yeah.
producer just went vegan right now.
We lost Bart!
This portion of the
Bunny
podcast is being brought to you by
They're
Impossible
not ready
Burger.
for Yeah, so that was the second field slaughter that I'd been to as a photographer, and so it was they were
Like
class.
the photo you probably had.
I have videos. There's photos and videos. I think they're on my website if you'd
I
like
don't
care
want
to
to see this, but I do at the same time.
Yeah, so it was field to table was the class. So you got to witness the whole thing. So it's not for anybody who's squeamish by any stretch of the imagination. But if you are going to eat meat, you probably should know where it comes from.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And what you have to do to process it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of our vegan chefs. I mean, she went out to Highland Hollow the other day, and
Yeah, she
went
doesn't
and
eat
saw
meat,
where
but
our
she
meat
wanted to
comes
see where our
from,
meat
and
comes from.
She
and-
handled it, and everything is fine, and actually learned that where our meat is sourced from is from a very
turns out
very
it's not-
viable place and a very conscientious place, and those animals get to.
Yeah, if you think your meat
graze
comes
and
from the
live in it.
supermarket wrapped in a package, then you probably
Doesn't come out of the
shouldn't eat
field
meat.
like that. What about boneless chicken?
No.
What about boneless chicken? That's always the best. You ever been to those farms where they're just laying down?
You have to remember that Scott's a huge Gary Larson fan.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
It was amazing.
No, but it's even
He was so happy when Gary came out of retirement. He was like, "Can you believe it? He's back!"
no, it's even one of our one of our chefs went out to Highland Hollow where we source most of our 99% of our meat from. She got to see where our meat comes from, and she goes, "This is the best possible place that meat can come from because these animals get to live in a beautiful environment."
It gives you respect for the animal, and that there's you don't want to waste at that point. That there's
Right.
that it's important to use as the whole animal. And a pig, you can use 95% of a pig. I mean, everything from the bristles to the hooves to the only thing that's really left are a small amount of bones.
Yeah.
That's it. And
You
there's
can make
no.
stock with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and we make our ramen stock here with the bones. I mean, we use everything.
Bologna manufacturers beg to differ. 100%.
Jeez, I wish I had a baloney man. Any baloney men out there? No homo.
Whoa.
We're not making.
Speaking of baloney,
We're not making bologna yet.
Which character on the farm is the most likely to go on a first date that was arranged by their mother?
Blue.
Yeah, probably Blue.
It was by Blue.
That's not me.
No.
Blue, come say hi.
Blue's a happily married man.
Okay.
We'll leave him alone.
All right. Are there many?
for
It seems
me.
like maybe everybody that works out here is in a relationship. There's no singles looking to be arranged by their mother.
They're really.
No.
I do.
What's Blue got work for you to do?
I know.
No,
it's-
I got.
UPS man was here. Everybody gets
okay.
excited. You
Ah,
know,
it's
it's
big
like
times.
Christmas.
Big
You know.
times.
That's a weird question.
I was looking for a fun
We have
answer.
Family arranged dates?
You know, who's a mama's boy?
We're not Indian.
There's mama's boys. I love my mom, but
Yeah, my mom's great.
she
Have you
ain't
met my mom?
setting me up.
So
Did she hook you and Claire up?
No.
Aunt did.
No, you did.
Oh yeah.
Aunt's boy.
So I'm
So you're the
I'm
matchmaker.
arranging these
Yeah,
things.
Dieter, you said you can't work here unless you date.
Have we educated the podcast listeners as to who Bill Moore and Maurice are?
Oh, boy, here's
You
a
mean-
story.
You mean Jim Moore and William Maurice.
Billy, Jimmy.
William, call me Maurice Digajertson.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
It
What?
doesn't sound real, right? He said that earlier. I said the same exact.
Yeah.
That's not fake. That's a fake
no,
name.
Come on. What's up?
Yeah, and I'm Curtis Lumber.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're pretty. You know, we joke around and we're pretty cavalier here in this setting. But previous to this, there were people who worked on the farm that were way more colorful than we are.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, and Bill, call me Maurice Digajertson, was one of them, and there's pig stories about him.
There's pig stories.
Well, him and Jim, they decided one year that they were going to raise pigs, so they put them in our usual pig pen that we have here when we do pigs, and they built this great, like, it was like a pig mansion, you know. It was like they spent all day, you know, drinking.
Too bad Alex
and
isn't here because he would have said,
smoking.
"Oh, you mean like the White House?"
Thanks for filling in for him there. He'll appreciate that when he listens back to this. And so they built this great thing, and I was like, you guys have never raised pigs. They said, I don't know a lot about pigs, but they're going to destroy that because that's what pigs do. And especially when they're in a confined area like that, they're going to be bored, and they're just going to tear up their house. Well, why would they do that? It's like, well, I don't know. They're bored. They're pigs. And so within like an hour and a half, the pigs had flattened the house and had gotten out of the pen.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm standing in Jim's house, and the door is open. It's summertime. And I'm like, Jim, I can't remember the pig's name. It was like, you know, Bob, let's say. I was like, Bob's out. Yeah, he's all right. We'll put him in later. I'm like, no, Bob's coming to the house. Oh no, it's gonna be okay. Just leave him alone. He's just gonna snuffle around and he'll go back in his pen. Like, well, Jim, Bob's in the house. It's like, oh my God, Bob's in the house. And this was like a full-grown, to maturity pig. Like it should have been slaughtered like last year. So we're talking an animal that's like 1,100 pounds.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's in a small area, and they don't like that. And they get nervous, and it was a bad situation.
Yeah,
getting
that
Bob
could
out of
turn
the house,
real bad.
And they would get
dangerous.
out. They would get out, and the cops would call. It's like, oh, the pigs are in the road again, and people are calling, and we'd be out there at like 2 a.m. trying to get Bob and Geraldine back in their pen. And, it's like, yeah, pigs. The whole thing with pigs, and you remember the potbelly pig craze?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure do.
Yeah, that pigs make good indoor pets.
Crazy.
Yeah, it turns out they're livestock.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Yeah, livestock should live in a barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in your house. No. So we had a friend, and she was like, I love pigs, and she had the pig tchotchkes all over her house, the little pig teapot and the little thing, window pigs.
That's
and
fine.
great. I'm going to get a potbelly pig. We're like, no, don't do that. They're pigs, and it's going to get big. Oh no, it's a miniature pig. He said, but a miniature pig can still be 150 pounds.
It's still gonna be bigger than your dog.
Yeah, and possibly
Your cat.
and
Sorry, I had a
possibly way
cat.
more aggressive.
Pigs can be
Hugely
nasty.
aggressive.
Yes.
This was a boar. He had tusks, and he got up to be
Crazy.
200 pounds. And they're like, "Yeah, we got a pig. I know you guys said don't get the pig, but can you come and get it?" They're like, "But we told you not to get the pig."
Yeah.
And now, just because we have a farm, now we have to get your pig. So we had to go and rescue Teddy out of their house, because Teddy had a hard time on their linoleum floors, because pigs' hooves and linoleum floors.
Oh, they don't go well together.
No, Teddy kept falling down.
I was gonna say, it's
Teddy.
like watching a deer on the road.
And so Teddy had tusks too that stuck out of the side of his mouth. And Teddy would walk along their kitchen, and he would scrape his tusks along the baseboards, and was just scratching them all up.
I love Teddy. I feel bad for
So
Teddy. Teddy was put in a bad situation.
So Teddy, we had to go get Teddy, and so I have to carry Teddy out. He's 150 pounds, so he's a lot of pig. And I have to ride with Teddy in the back of the car. Teddy immediately shits all over me, because he's terrified. He's being taken from his his linoleum house.
Yeah.
And being brought somewhere. He doesn't know where. He assumes he's being killed, as pigs do.
Sure.
So
We're going on vacation.
so that's Teddy's first association with me. His next association with me is when he's got to get his rabies shot and his other shots to be here on the farm so the public can see him. So I have to restrain Teddy every time that the vet comes. So Teddy's association with me is pain, moving out of my house. So every time he sees me, he tries to bite me.
Makes sense. Absolutely.
Took him out of his happy home.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And Teddy lived here for probably 17 years. I mean, he lived out a good life here on the farm.
Did Teddy end up food?
Oh, no.
No.
No. Teddy was not.
I didn't want to eat that.
Yeah, so the thing is, boars, if you don't castrate them, you can't eat the meat.
Okay.
It's got this adrenaline thing, and it's tainted. It smells awful and like that. So Teddy,
I think they make penis pills out of that stuff.
well, I don't know about that, but we'll do some research for the next podcast on that.
Well, I find
Oh,
it.
are you familiar, Scott?
I find
Now
it
you're
interesting
into?
that one of the
Got
largest
taped to my leg right now.
packaged meats in the world is called boar's head, since that would make for the least.
Yeah, that is
Delicious
I've never
meat.
thought of that, Jeff. You bring up a good point.
Well, I'm here to educate.
you know,
You know.
We don't need a lawsuit.
and
No, I said I find it curious. That's
Just
all.
smell some of that barrel goop.
Barrel goo.
yeah,
Barrel goo.
I'm gonna smell this, and we're gonna wrap up the
Smell it.
episode.
yeah, it looks
Huh.
like something that came out of your ear.
That's fine. Okay, I smelled it. Now what?
Smells like
Think
bourbon
of-
Wow,
barrel.
was it amazing?
Smells like a bourbon barrel, right?
Sure.
He smelled that at
Sure
the
does.
distilling before.
All right.
And if
Alex,
any,
There's some
get those
fine
barrels?
cider.
and if anybody would
aging
like
in
to
those
come and
barrels.
see Teddy, we have his skull.
You do have Teddy's skull.
Yeah,
Where is it?
it's mounted on the hood of your car.
Thank you. I don't keep anybody from
Yeah,
seeing
where
it,
did
I'm
Alex
sure.
went? Alex went out there with the gorilla tape.
That's where you were.
He left
I
the
made
room.
a good Trump joke for you while you were gone.
You thought he was peeing. He had the screw gun.
Yeah.
What
Thanks.
was the joke?
Oh, the joke
You'll
was.
hear it.
Yeah, you'll have to listen back to the podcast. It can't be recreated, son.
Yeah, it was in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
All right. Let's go with one more most likely to here. Let me see if I
Okay, it
can
was
pick
Alex.
out my best one. How about this? Who is most likely
Me.
to post a naked picture on social media
Me.
by accident?
Oh, by accident?
Yeah.
No, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex by accident?
I've never taken a naked photo
Of yourself or of anybody? Both.
of both.
Wow.
Wow.
And I've never been nude, so.
Wait,
hold on,
actually,
hold on.
wait.
And the test results came in, and
strict
that
never
was a lie.
Yeah, no. Okay, so there's definitely like 4 disposable cameras in my house that I need to get developed, and Claire would not appreciate seeing those photos.
Why do you?
I was
torture that
gonna say,
girl?
if it wasn't accidentally, I guess I would go with our producer.
Okay, I got a question.
But even accidentally,
I got a question for you. You go into a restroom on the thruway. You find a camera that is sitting on the toilet paper dispenser.
Awesome.
What do you do with it? And do you put it back?
Is it disposable or is it digital?
It doesn't matter.
Right. How does that
Do
matter?
you put it back?
Oh, do you put it back? Wait. Actually, it does matter if it's disposable or digital, because if it's digital...
No, I'm not touching that thing.
Really?
That's
You're just
dirty.
going to let that sit there? If
You
it's
don't have to
digital, I'm
touch
going
the
through
thing.
the
You just take a
pictures.
picture of it.
Of the camera?
there's gonna be a lot of. I'm gonna take a guess. There's gonna be a lot of wang on there.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of wang and a lot of poop.
There's probably the whole thing's used up. It's like, there's nothing left.
Take the SD card and run.
Well, this has been another fun episode of
Wow,
Hop
this
Talk.
one, they're just getting
Dieter.
weirder and weirder.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's only going to go further down the toilet with your digital camera in future episodes.
Pretty soon we'll have Gigi Allen on the air with us. So.
I don't know what that is.
Gigi Allen, the greatest punk rocker of all time.
Oh.
He'd be pooping all in here.
I thought you
and
said
telling-
GGL.
Don't poop in the cider.
What does GGL
No, yeah,
stand
don't
for?
poop in
All right,
here.
I got you.
on.
Scott, Dieter, Alex, executive producer Ian. I am Jeff. This is it. That's a wrap for Hop Talk, whatever episode this is.
Yeah, what is the episode? Episode
6? 5?
I'll
Good
go with
night.
6.
Drive safe.
Yeah. Keep her between the ditches.
You've been listening to Indian Ladder Farms Cidery and Brewery owner-operator Dieter Gehring. Its head brewer, Scott Veltman, and its head cider maker, Alex Gill. The producers and engineers are Troy Pohl and Ian Carlton. Any questions, comments, thoughts, or suggestions can be directed to podcastilf@gmail.com. That's podcastilf@gmail.com. I'm Jeff Mo'rad. Thanks for listening. See ya!